Hello, everyone. Today felt a little bit more like spring, which is kind of concerning because it was so cold all last week. But anyway, it is what it is. And today's practice is going to have the intention of practice peace. And as you know, things are a little bit in a turmoil throughout the world, and we're just average people. There's really not much that we can do about it. We can voice our opinion when it's time to do so. We can hit the streets and march when there's an opportunity to do that. But we also have a responsibility to ourselves to be able to manage the influx of information that comes our way. So I thought it would be great to have an easy breezy practice that focuses on breath and holding simple poses for extended periods of time. And this should help us be able to connect ourselves to a peaceful feeling and a peaceful way of living life. So we're going to start this practice. Make sure, now I did put in the description to grab a blanket and a pillow. I'm not sure if you even noticed that. So if you have one close by, please grab at least a blanket. Any type of pillow will work. This is just a little bolster pillow that I have. And because we want to be able to feel comfortable while we are practicing tonight. But we're going to start first with some deep breathing. So I encourage you to sit up straight. And what helps us keep our spine straight is to imagine that you're trying to pinch together your shoulder blades and that you suck your navel to your spine. Now, of course, when we're practicing deep breathing, it's difficult to maintain the integrity of the abdominal wall because we want to feel that breath expand our abdomen. So in order to keep your back straight, just focus on pinching your shoulder blades together, and you should immediately feel your back straighten a little bit more. And imagine that the crown of your head is reaching for the sky. And we're going to close our eyes and take a really deep breath. And I'm going to count to 5 as we're breathing in. So breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. And breathe out slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And imagine that you're breathing in peaceful feelings. So breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're trying to find a peaceful place inside of ourselves. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more deep wash of air. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the very least, if we didn't find peace, we found something zen. Now, we're going to take our right hand and place it on the mat. You don't need to lean into the palm. You can just have your fingertips lightly touching the mat or your blanket if you have your blanket down. And then we're going to lean our left ear over our left shoulder and take our left hand and place it on the side of our head. Now, we don't want to actively push down with that hand. We just want to be resting that left hand on our head. And we're going to take a couple of deep breaths while we're holding this. This, again, you want to focus on your center for support to keep your back straight. We're going to take a deep breath in. I'm not going to count this time. Just breathe in. Hold it at the top and breathe out. Breathe in and out. Go ahead and allow your left hand to go to the mat. We're going to rock our head back and forth a little bit. Maybe nod yes, back and forth. And a little more. I'm really getting into some muscles that need a little bit of tender, loving care from sitting at a desk today. Now we're going to do that same thing on the other side, but we're going to reverse our cross. So it's going to be the cross that just doesn't feel quite right. Through years of practice, it's almost the same, but it always feels a little wonky. And now we're going to place our left hand on the mat or on your blanket. Lean your right ear over your shoulder. Take your right hand and just rest it on the side of your head. So we don't want to push our head down. It's kind of just a natural push while we're pushing back up with our head. And we're going to take a couple of deep breaths while we're here. Breathe in. Really fill that belly with air. Hold at the top and breathe out. This may be too slow for you, but just like a rest day when we're doing a fitness challenge, taking it slow with yoga is good for the soul and for our bodies and our minds. So breathe in and hold and breathe out. Now we're going to place our hand back on the mat and we're going to rock our head back and forth, nice and slow. then nodding yes, back and forth, back and forth, then not shaking our head, no, not a stern no, just a subtle little shake. And if you feel like you need to move your head a little bit more to get into those muscles in the upper back, please feel free to do so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our right foot and we're going to bring it to our center line and have our left foot stretched out in front of us. Then you want to turn your body so that your torso is facing your foot. And we want to keep our foot flexed. And we're going to reach our hands up and overhead and lean over into a forward fold. And we're not quite in the fold yet. We're up a little bit. So we're going to take a breath in, look forward, and as we breathe out, we're going to tuck our chin to our chest. Now your head doesn't have to come all the way to your knee, but if you're able to, try to rest it as close to your knee as possible. And we're going to take a couple of breaths at your own pace. We're getting a really good stretch in our backs, in the hamstring, in our arms, and our shoulders. And after a long week, that should feel really, really good. Now, from center, you want the movement to originate in your core. That should help keep your back straight as you sit up. Now, we're going to take this left leg, we're going to bend it and place it over to our sides with our thigh up against our right foot. Now, you might find that your hip is higher. And if you need to, you can actually sit on a pillow to help elevate the right hip to try to make them level. But we want to feel heaviness in this side that should straighten your hips. We're going to close our eyes for a moment. Keep both feet active. So you want to really feel like it's super easy to move your feet back and forth. We don't want them to cramp up. Now we're going to take our right arm and we're going to move it across our bodies with our left hand. And we're going to start with the upper arm and just push a little bit at a time as you work your way down to your elbow and then towards your wrist. And we're going to stop halfway between our elbow and our wrist. And then we're going to do that head back and forth for our no shake, very slow shake, and our yes nod, back and forth. So we're working a lot of muscle groups, getting a good stretch. Then our ears to our shoulders. Then release, hands on top of your legs, eyes closed if you wish. This is a slow moving practice to help us feel peaceful and at ease. Now we're going to bring that left leg up and replace our right foot with the left foot in our center line. And our right foot is out in front, and turn so that your torso is facing your flexed foot. Then we're going to reach up and overhead and lean into kind of a half forward fold for now. We're just going to enjoy the stretch that we're getting. Then looking forward, take a breath in and tuck our chin to our chest. And breathe in and out at your own pace. Maybe reach for your knee with your head. You'll feel a deeper stretch in both your back and your hamstring. Then from center, so we don't want to throw ourselves around. We want the motion to start here. We're going to sit up straight. Now, we're going to take that right foot. And I just realized I didn't get a pop out of the chat. So I'll be fumbling with the computer when we're done with this practice. Now, you'll feel that this is a lot different when we tuck our right leg back. Our sides are not the same. That's fine. We're not perfectly symmetrical at all. But we can try to find symmetry by allowing our right hip, to feel heavy. So that should help level out your hips just a little bit. And again, if not, you can grab a pillow. We're going to sit here for a moment, then reaching out with our left hand. And with our right hand, we're going to guide it across our body, starting at the top, just gently pushing it towards your chest, working our way down to where your right hand is about in between your elbow and your wrist. Try to make sure that your shoulder doesn't come up like this. You want to try to keep it nice and square with the other shoulder. We're going to take a deep breath in and out. Then start with the shaking our head no, going side to side, then shaking our head yes, rocking back and forth, focusing on keeping our spine straight while we do this. Then our ears to our shoulders. Then release your hands to your legs, palms up, eyes closed. Take a deep breath in like you haven't all day. Just breathe in and out. Now we're going to bring the right leg forward and we're going to go into a cobbler's pose. So you want to bring the soles of your feet together. Really just lift your shoulders up and back, and that'll help straighten your spine and allow you to better imagine that you're pinching your shoulder blades together. Again, feel free to close your eyes. We're going to hold this shape for a few breaths, taking our time with each movement. This would be a great practice if you've done something really strenuous, like running or hiking, lifting weights. It'll help to allow your muscles to stretch and feel better. Keep the joints able to move freely. And each time you take a breath, think of something that brings you peace. My thing is being out in nature, even in the wintertime. I went to Shenandoah National Park right after that real heavy snow and ice storm. As soon as they got the roads open, took my ice spikes and went for a little snow/ice hiking. And there was no one else there. It was just the most peaceful scene, even though it was cold and it was slippery. The forest was just beautiful. That brings me peace. So try to think about something that you enjoy doing that helps you to forget things that are going on in the world that might tug at your soul. We're better equipped to make more informed decisions if we're able to look inward and find answers to things. Now we're going to make our way to our backs. This is where the pillow comes in. It's been sitting there the whole time without any love. So now we're going to give our pillows a little bit of love by resting our head on them. We're going to do some hip circles, but the way we're going to do it is going to allow a little bit of muscles to be used rather than just our joints, and it'll help keep your blankets in place. I tried this with a blanket the other day just to see if it would work, and I found that my foot was dragging and pulling the blanket up each and every time. So I came up with a little variation. So what we're going to do is tilt our left foot to the left side of the room. Then bend that knee, slide that foot up to about where the edge of your blanket starts. If you don't have a blanket, you don't have to worry about this next step. But then we're going to lift the foot and then bring our knee up and around and then slide our foot down to where it's even with our other leg. That way you get to enjoy your blanket without worrying about it getting caught up. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So lift that foot right as it gets to the edge of the blanket. You should be getting a nice massage in your glute as you do that. And then we're going to do the same thing again. Left foot comes up to the blanket edge, up into the air. So we're activating a few muscles. And then slide back down. Then the right foot slides up, lift, bring it up and around. Place your foot on the mat and slide it back down. So we're going to do it 2 more times on each side. So remember to tilt the foot first, bend the knee, slide up, lift that foot, bring your knee up and around, place your foot on the mat and slide it into place. Tilt the right foot, bend that knee, bring it up and around, and then sliding it back down. One more time on each side. Left knee comes up, foot comes up and around, sliding back down. Oh, my knee just popped. I think my microphone hides noises like that pretty well. I've heard sirens, and then I listen to the playback later and you actually don't hear it. So you might think I'm a little nuts when I mention, ooh, that sound outside, because you can't hear a thing. Now we're just going to move our feet from side to side. Maybe lift your foot and give your right foot a little circle with the toes one way and then the other. Then the left foot up, circles with the toes one way. That was my ankle. It's amazing the chorus that our bodies create as we get older. Now bring your knees up and grab them and hug them tight to your chest. We're going to do a little happy baby. So grab the outside edges of your feet and pull your feet down towards your shoulders and then push your feet up into your hands. So we've got a little bit of a push and a pull, opposite forces. And then reach towards the end of your mat with your tailbone. So that should bring your lower back in contact with the mat. And then feel free to straighten your legs, bend them a little bit more. If you feel that you've got that space, that's great. If not, then just stay in happy baby. Keeping our joints active, but in a healthy way, is so important as we get older. Now we're going to do a supine twist. So we want to grab our right knee first, bring it up and over, and reach towards the side with your right arm, and turn your head to look at your right hand. Take a deep breath in and out. Another breath in and out. And bring it back to center. Grab that left knee, hug it into your chest, and then scoot your hips a little bit to the left while we allow that leg to fall to the right, and reach to the left with your left hand and turn to look at your left hand, and maybe close your eyes. Breathing in and out. In and out. Now we're going to come back to center, and we're going to grab our pillow and put it underneath our spine. If you have a full shape pillow and not a bolster like mine, fold it in half, and that way you're getting your back supported without, having your shoulders and your hips come up at the same time. So we just want to have our back supported. Then we're going to bring our feet, soles together in a cobbler's pose. And we're going to place our left hand on our heart and our right hand on our stomach. We're going to breathe in and out. In and out. It's kind of a supported bridge and cobbler's pose combined, but it's allowing all of our muscles to completely relax without any stress on our spine. So breathing in and out. Now, take your hands and put them on the outsides of your thighs. Bring your legs together. Cross your ankles. Grab the edges of your feet. And we're going to roll up. And if you had a pillow behind your back, it should have made it much easier to roll up. So I do hope that you enjoyed this slow moving practice, that it allowed you to find some peace within yourselves and just something to take your mind off of everything that's going on in the world. Now, this is the weird part. This is where I approach my computer, and I have to do it slowly or my entire stream will freeze. So I'm not sure if it's my camera or if it's in my internet, but I'm going to see if there are any chats. And like I said, I didn't pull out that chat window, so I'm going to have to do that real quick. So give me a moment, please. Be patient. I have a lot of things going on my computer, and I have to get to that one screen. I can't get over it. It's been over a half hour. Time flies when you're practicing yoga. All right, so let me open this. And I can't get to the chat window. Oh, here it comes. All right, so there are a few people watching. Thank you. I don't see any chats. So if you are saving this video for later, or if you are watching it now and you're just shy and you haven't commented or posted anything in the chat section, don't be shy. Comment, say something, or leave a comment in the video when it's done uploading to my channel. You can always watch this later and leave a comment or two. But I do hope you enjoyed this easy breezy practice, and I will see you again next week. Bye.